everyone, it's me again, Nole, and welcome to yet another episode of Getting It Right with GIPF. And I am here with my trusted friend and fellow GIPF enthusiast, Peno. Let's get it right with GIPF.
The show that gives you the facts about Namibia's #1 pension fund, the GIPF, the pension fund of the Namibian people.
But before we start off with today's episode, Peno, why don't we remind our viewers what we learned in our last episode?
That's right, Nole. In the last episode, we learned about the difference between a defined benefit pension fund and a defined contribution pension fund.
Wow! Sounds like we really set the record clear on the differences between a defined benefit fund, a pension fund where the pension benefits are guaranteed no matter how the investments of the fund perform in the markets. Meanwhile, pension benefits under a defined contribution fund are dependent on the market performances of the investments of the fund.
We sure did!
And guess what? Today's episode is no different.
Coming up today, we'll be discussing the employer contribution model and the member contribution method into the fund.
Well, what are we waiting for?
All of this can sound a little complicated, but don't worry. I am here to simplify it for you and help you understand your benefits. I've got the perfect solution for that. This container represents your contribution as a GIPF member. This one represents the contribution of the employer. And this big one represents our GIPF pool of funds.
Now that we understand where our GIPF funds originate from, tell us, what is the fund's business model?
That's a great question, Nole. GIPF is a defined benefit fund.
I see. Okay. We have said this before. So, how does the defined benefit fund work?
Well, Nole, as you can see, the GIPF fund is currently empty. The fund entails the GIPF member investing into the pension fund by making monthly contributions through their monthly salary. Saving money is one of the most important and often difficult things to do. That's why contribution to the fund is compulsory. It aims to guard your future against extreme poverty to assist you, the GIPF member, to save enough money for the future so you can live comfortably once you retire. As a defined benefit fund, there are two types of members who contribute into the pension fund, namely the employee and the employer. The employee contributes 7% of their basic salary into the fund, while the employer contributes 16% of their employee's pensionable salary into the pension fund. It is important to note that your monthly contribution to the fund is not taxed.
That's right, Peno. Together, the total contribution from the employer and the employee into the pension fund equals 23% to create the GIPF pool of funds for the member. Unfortunately, the rules of the fund don't permit a member to contribute more than 7% of their basic salary. This, my friends, is the GIPF investment engine. The funds contributed by each member and their employer is the fuel on which the pension fund runs. Shoo! We have learned so much today, haven't we? It is always important to have accurate and reliable information about how our money works and who is making it work for us.
Okay, that's all we have time for, people. Be sure to tune into our next episode for more information on our GIPF, where we will be discussing the fund's business model, how the GIPF calculates its members' pension benefits, and the formula it uses. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.